Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody is having an awesome day. Anyway, I haven't done a Marvel Strike Force video in like a week, and I figured just to give the realistic, I'll probably do about two Marvel Strike Force videos a week. But first off, before I get into anything, I'm going to give a huge, huge shout out. A lot of the Marvel Strike Force community knows them. Maybe some don't. But anybody that follows me that's played Raid and is coming over to this game, just as a secondary game or for fun or anything, you may not know him at all. His name's Voltage Sauce. I am actually now in one of his alliances, which is super cool. It's called like Voltage Sauce Wolves or something. Voltage Beginners Hideout Wolves. That's what it is. VBH Pack of Wolves. There we go. I finally got it right. Anyway, I want to give a huge shout out to him. He does some amazing things too. Like I'll show you actually one of the things that there's so much useful things. I'm going to link his Discord in this. And the guy doesn't do any content himself. He has a website. I'll also link that. So I'll link his website. I'll link his Discord as well. And that's kind of be the main place I'm going to be involved in the Marvel Strike Force community as far as Discord goes. Because it's actually, I don't have the time to grow my Discord with a full-time job and family and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that. Nobody cares about that stuff. But so this is actually the cool thing though. Like this is just one of the things he put together. I'm just giving you an idea if you've never seen it before. A lot of people have, but this is a huge resource telling you what teams to invest in as a beginner, what the actual gear tiers are that you should invest in them if the characters are legendary, what the investment is in them. You know, if it's a very high investment, like obviously symbiotes right here, all five of them, he's saying gear tier, the top 13 to 15, what you want to do. But the investment is very high. And then it's looking at like, minimal investment on some other things too. Low investment. So you can look like Sinister Six is a low investment team, but it does unlock two legendaries for you. You can look at Asgardians, but it's essentially saying you have to spend money to unlock them if you're new. But this is a really cool resource. There's a ton of cool infographics, and I actually love the infographics. So this guy puts in a lot of hard work, and I really wanted to, give him a huge shout out because I'm actually now part of his community too, and I wanted to say thanks for that. And that's kind of the big deal with that stuff. So actually, definitely go check out his Discord, be part of his community, and go support the guy. The guy puts in a ton of work here. So I mean, it's amazing actually. So thank you to Voltage Sauce. Sincerely, I really do appreciate it. Anyway, now let's actually get into the video. And if you are a Marvel Strike Force player but you don't play Raid, please do me a favor. Please subscribe to the channel too. You can expect that I will do two Marvel Strike Force videos a week. I'm actually a beginner myself, but I will do videos as I progress through things, which this video is kind of going to be about. So I still consider myself a beginner. I don't even know where can I find how many days? I'm almost at 180 days. So I've actually technically played for 6 months, but my TCP is about 1.5 million. But what I wanted to look at today was actually my aim squad. So the two of the three nodes. So I will just keep this as like a starting video here. I actually may get into a more in-depth video on this aim team for the Villians 7-1 through 7-3. I'm still actually stuck at 7-4 through 7-6 because I'm trying to farm Asgardian so I can get Black Bolt. The big thing is farming as many legendaries as you possibly can in this game because they are the end-all be-all as far as what content you can do and making it easier to progress through that content. But I wanted to show the team that I used. Aim Infector is commonly known as trash, so I wouldn't actually recommend them, but I do have 4 red stars on them. But you can see I've put a bare minimum investment into them. Aim Assaulter is actually pretty good. However, I already had Aim Monstrosity from orbs at 4 stars, just opening a ton of Blitz orbs. So what I did on my aim team, and it took about, just to give you realistic expectations. So one of the big things I recommend for beginners, especially in these type of games, is you kind of actually have to stick with a plan. Like there's so many things you're going to hear all kind of stuff about Dark Dimension 2, Dark Dimension 3, this, that, and the other thing. And you have to start a plan to do that. But there's so many ways you can go off and sort of like just get I don't know, not for lack of a better term, ADD about it, right? that makes you lose focus on what you're actually trying to accomplish in the game. So you want to pick a team and just specifically work on that team for a while. It doesn't have to be months. Like I know in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you'd be working on a team for 3 months. It's not necessarily that. You are going to come back to teams once you build them to a certain level. So you want to have progression points and have like a point where you build them up to, and then build another team, and then you come back and cycle back through. Because you want to have a wide roster. You do want tall also, but wide is actually very important in this game. Anyway, so AIM, really great beginner team as well. So in that infographic I showed, it talks about the investment in AIM. It's a little bit lower investment, negative. They don't unlock a legendary, but they are very important. Although you could argue Sinister Six 6, if you actually put in a lot more gear into them, they could be very useful in the 7-1 through 7-3 because Hydra, AIM, or Sinister Six is fine. Or even a combination team, like a little hybrid team, if you have Red Skull or Baron Zemo or something like that. But, you may not. And if you're a brand new player and you're actually just a low spender or don't spend any money at all, you may not have those options. And AIM is actually free to play friendly. You can get AIM Researcher in the Arena store, so she's very easy to farm. I got everybody up to 6-6-6-4. She's a minion, so it's only 6-6-4. There's one less ability you have to do. So you want to be, and I put everybody at gear 10. And I don't know, when I'm working on teams, I kind of tend to get everybody's ISO 8s up to 3 if I'm actually actively working on that team, and then start ISOing other people. That may be an over-investment on the ISOs, but I just figure, okay, let's get them there. That's not necessary for this either, because all people were doing this stuff before ISOs existed. So AIM security, I've actually got some pretty good red stars. Well, for my account, 4 red stars here. AIM security is farmable in one of the Villians nodes. One of the earlier ones, 5-3, not that early, but it's not that far along. So 6-6-6-4 or 6-6-4, gear tier 10. You can 3-star the first 2 levels of Villain 7. 7-1 and 7-2. There is a bit of RNG with all of that. Scientist Supreme in and of herself is actually a very good character. She has this thing here, which actually heals, but it also applies 2 to 3 random negative effects to all non-AIM allies. And which is weird because she's put negative effects on her own team, but okay. And then all enemies for 2 turns. But also grants extra focus per each AIM ally for this attack. So it gives her extra focus, which is, if you play other games, the same as like accuracy. They call it different things in different games. Focus is the thing here, right? So that's actually really good to get her. You could argue you would even want to further invest because she can help you in U7. I'm probably going to further invest in her too. But where I'm at right now, a lot of teams, 6-6-6-4 is kind of the stopping point. And level 60, that's the other thing I forgot to say too. So get them to level 60. Get them as many stars as you can. But you see, I got none of them 5-star. I just realized that, right? So not a single one of them is 5-star. They're all 4 stars. Some have gold, some have red stars, right? They'll have some red stars. But they are able to 3-star 7-1 and 7-2. 7-3, I still can't quite 3-star. It's actually, I think, only 1-star. But this is the team that I use to do it. And then Graviton, he's actually a very good character too. He's kind of your damage dealer as far as from an AIM team goes. AIM seems to have much more sustain and tankiness type builds, and even with Scientist Supreme where she can do debuffing and then healing, that type of stuff. So it's and he's a bit of the DPS for the team. So he's good. I would recommend these two. You are going to want to potentially invest in even further, and you can build up a really strong AIM team. But I actually do like, in my personal opinion, and I just really went with them. I don't think it matters if you go with AIM Monstrosity or what's the other one? Researcher, right? AIM Assaulter, excuse me. I get some of these minions mixed up. AIM Assaulter or AIM Monstrosity. I chose to go with Monstrosity just because he was further progressed along from the amount of Blitz Orbs I opened. That's pretty much it. There was no like personal preference, but after playing him, he's actually a secondary DPS And I feel like, well, actually, he puts out a decent amount of damage himself, and I feel like it adds to the DPS output, while Aim Assaulter adds to, I believe, more of the like tankiness and having someone to soak up some damage type thing. You have two kind of tanks there. This is actually more DPS output. The negative on this guy, though, is a lot of characters, a lot of top tier characters are bio characters, and he's a bio character too, which kind of sucks because you want to use that gear for other characters like Symbiote Spider-Man. You know, if you're getting legendaries like um, Invisible Woman, she's a bio character. I know there's a whole ton of bio characters in this game, so you're constantly in a bio gear crunch. But I sort of feel like you're constantly in any of those gear crunch because now I'm farming Mystic characters, and I'm in the Mystic gear crunch because I've used a lot of the gear. So, but bio just has an overly saturated amount of characters that are bio. So 664 on his abilities. And this attack primary target for 250 damage, gain offense up, plus offense up to adjacent aim allies for 3 turns. Pretty cool. This growth spurt too, I think this is it. No, that's the defense down. And then just his regular bash. Both of his, they're not called A1s and A2s in this game, so I apologize. His basic, his special, and his ultimate. I'm learning too, right? So his basic is actually pretty good too. So, and it applies defense down too. So always applies to the primary target once you get it up to level 7. Well, you're not gonna put it on. You're not gonna put a T4 on him. I don't think. I'm just putting him 6-6-6-4. So 80% chance, 80% damage to primary target. This just makes it so instead of you having 90% chance, you have an extra 10% chance. That would not be worth it in my opinion. Yes, it's more guaranteed, but 90% is already pretty high. So the aim monstrosity is the way I went, and that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to show the team that I used. I may do another video because I don't want this video to get super long or anything. So I'll probably do another video where I actually go through it and I actually try to 3-star this node too. So it may require a little bit more investment in my aim team, but that's actually the team that I use to do it. In this node, I will say I think Yo-Yo is in here and you want to target her down first. I don't remember this node being quite as hard, except there is a Minerva in there and there's a second wave that drops. I think she comes in the second wave. So I'm going to do another video where it's actually a playthrough of these, right? So, but I believe the Minerva drops in the second wave. And you kind of have to take her down because if she gets all these revives and everything, it's going to be a real pain in the butt. But anyway, and the nice thing is, too, once you get that, you now have the ability to farm orange gear out of these. Like this Star-Lord and Rocket need these things. And eventually you're going to need a whole volume of these things for tech characters and stuff like that, right? So I'm trying to get the 7-6. You need Mystic characters to do that now. So I actually have Hela unlocked at 2 stars. I'm trying to actually build like something that would work with Mystic controllers and some other Mystic characters where it could help me get closer to Phoenix as well. So I'm going to leave the video at that for today. Follow-up video within the next week, most likely with some actual gameplay on it, where I actually show what happens on those nodes and everything too. But I didn't want this one to be super long. So thank you so much. Again, make sure to like the video and please also subscribe to the channel because you can expect me to do a lot more Marvel Strike Force content too. I'm enjoying the game. I want to actually share it and just make videos on it. It's that simple, and I want to do as best as I can to actually help people who are beginners at the game too and show it from a perspective of someone who's also kind of going through the same process you might be right now. So let's all get to the end game together. Thanks so much. Like and subscribe. Cheers.